For watercolor, there are several techniques that you need to understand before you actually go onto a project. And I'm going to show you some of these techniques. First, here I have my palette, and I have used the tubes of paint, of watercolor paints, to arrange my palette. This is an actual watercolor palette. You do not need palette paper in here. You can work directly on this palette because it does wash out. I have put out several different colors. You notice that there is no white. You do not want to use white watercolor paint. You use the white of the paper if you want to have white. And then I have a tiny bit of black here, just in case I need it. You want to avoid using black paint, but you might need it in some instances. I have arranged the colors in the color wheel, and now I'm going to show you a few of the techniques. One of the main techniques that you're going to use is the gradient. And with watercolor paper, it will withstand the water. So I'm going to wet my paper a little bit, and I'm going to take a tiny bit of pigment, and I'm going to start by adding one transparent layer. Then I'm going to add a little bit more pigment, start up here, and I'm going to blend it down. And keep working with it, making it darker, and then gradually getting lighter. And that is a gradient in watercolor. And you can make your gradient go from one color to another if you want. So I could fade this into a green if I wanted to, but you see it's darker here and it gets lighter as it progressively goes down. Now, wet on wet. You want to really wet the paper so you have a puddle. And the fun thing about this is the color mixes itself. I'm going